look, we are back with a serious topic, okay? I've been having this discussion all week, and we have to weigh the pros and the cons. But the question, does athleticism matter? If so, how much? Okay, so also the question is, what is athleticism? How do we define it? Because athleticism can be a number of things. I mean, you have speed, quickness. I mean, you have endurance. You have how high you jump, how far you jump. I mean, you have a number of different things you can, I guess, count as athleticism. So the question is, what is athleticism and how much does it matter? Okay, because the problem that I have is when I talk about athleticism, you have kids that are athletic, right? You have kids that are athletic, but athleticism still only gets you so far. It only gets you so far because what happens when that same athletic kid comes across another athletic kid? Now you just have two athletic kids running up and down the court. So I kind of would take skill over athleticism any day of the week, any day, because what happens when there's a body on you? You're not jumping so high. And I got this topic is when I was talking to a friend of mine. He wants his son to dunk so bad. He wants his son to dunk. Like, yeah, I want him to dunk. We're on box jumps. We're jump roping. We're doing squats. Like, I want him to dunk. And I'm like, okay. Then what? After he dunks, then what? Tell me what's going to happen. Nothing. What? Because you're still shooting 36% from the three. You're shooting 64% from the free throw line. Like, after you dunk the ball, it's really not what it's cracked up to be. I remember those days, like, yo, I gotta dunk. And yeah, you get your dunks in, but when you get to college, it's done. Get it out your head. Especially if you're a point guard. Get all those dunking out your head. You're not going through the lane just dunking on people. Okay? You got people that are 6'10" in there waiting on you. Got a scholarship just to protect the rim. So you're not just about to be going through the lane dunking. It takes a special individual, a special guard, just to be going through the lane dunking at the collegiate level. Okay? So my thing is, athleticism matters. It does matter. I mean, it matters. There's a lot of advantages to being athletic. That's needless to say. I don't want to sound crazy like, oh, you don't have to be athletic, and if you can't walk and chew bubble gum, you're probably not supposed to be on the basketball court anyway. You know what I mean? So I'm not talking about coordination and all that, but if we're talking about speed, there's people that aren't quote unquote athletic, but they're good in little short bursts of, just little short spaces. They're real quick. They know how to play angles. They can shoot, and then that athleticism goes out the window if I'm running you off a ball screen. You know what I mean? Like, I know a couple really good defenders, athletic. They'll dunk on you. They're fast, but hey, you guarding me, put them on your hip, run them off a ball screen, athleticism gone because I just ran you off a ball screen and now I'm hitting a jumper. But you got these kids that are athletic, right? And they're athletic all their life. You go through middle school, athletic, they're winning championships. You know what I mean? Or elementary school. Then you go through middle school and everybody's talking about this kid like, oh man, he was dunking since 8th grade. And then here they are in high school and you go to watch him play and he can't even shoot. He can't shoot, can't dribble, doesn't know how to play the game because he's been relying on his athleticism his whole life. And now he comes across somebody who's actually good at basketball and his athleticism, he doesn't look athletic anymore. So that's my problem. I'm like, if you're athletic, cool. Like, you gifted. You know what I mean? Like, use it, but get better at your skills. But these kids that are athletic and they've been relying on their athleticism and then they come across somebody who knows how to play the game, it doesn't matter if you're athletic. You're not good. You have to be a good basketball player. I just got off the phone with him, so I'm kind of hyped right now. I'm like, bro, it's just, we got to really factor in everything when we're talking about a basketball player. We can't just talk about how high this kid can jump. Like, that's crazy. I know you have the eye test. I mean, what about physical ability? I mean, you can have somebody who's physically gifted but can't jump as high. You know what I mean? Like, so if you know how to play the game right, I'm sure you're going to be able to get your shot. You know, like if you can set screens, if you can hit shots, if you know how to make passes, you know what I mean? Now, if you're not athletic, you have to know yourself. Okay? That's the other thing. If you're not athletic, you got to know yourself. You can't be trying to guard 90 feet and you're not that fast. You know what I mean? So just know yourself. But if you're athletic and you know how you can take a step off of somebody, you can play those passing lanes, great. In the open court, athleticism, it matters. That does matter in the open court. You know what I mean? But if you're not in the open court, if someone slows the game down on you and now it's forcing you to make decisions and play the game the way it's supposed to be played, and you can't play because you just been athletic all your life and you haven't been working on no kind of skills, no kind of drills, no shooting, no layups because you've been dunking everything, and now you go through college and you get 2 dunks all through college. Okay, good job. Good job. You got to dunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, and then also what you have to figure out, or you have to factor in, is what position do you play, right? So now if you're an athletic center, there's always a spot for you. There's always a spot for an athletic center. You know what I mean? If you're an athletic point guard, cool. There's always a spot for you. But now, JJ Redick, let's look at him. Is he athletic? And he'll come off, burn you. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you come off that ball screen, bam, it's a bucket. So I'm like, I would rather take somebody that if you give him a step and that ball's going up and he's hitting it, or he knows how to play the game, you know what I mean? I would take that over this an athletic dude. And then they say like, well, I could always make him into a ball player. Not all the time, because it's hard. It's hard to get through certain people that has been successful for so long. Like, you've been so successful all your life. You got to think about it. Soon as you started playing basketball, you have been successful because of your athleticism. And then when you come across somebody who's just as athletic with more skill, or you come across somebody who's not that athletic, but he's just better than you, you're sitting here scratching your head because you need to get better. Like, every day you need to focus on those little things. Focus on them. Like, no one, I mean, some of my pros be coming in. We're doing micing drills and they're doing it hard. You know what I mean? College kids, same thing. Micing drills. You shouldn't miss one layup. If you're that good, stop missing layups. If you're that good. You know what I mean? Why are you missing free throws? Why are you missing pull-up jumpers? You know what I mean? And there's nobody on you. Like, I mean, come on. Like, you should be shooting around 80% with nobody guarding you. Right? Am I tripping? You know what I'm saying? That's what should be happening. So if you really want to get to that next level, you got to take a lot of steps back. Evaluate yourself. You have to see what your strengths and weaknesses are. If your strength is athleticism, great. Like, I'm not speaking down on the athleticism, but what I'm saying is you can't let that carry you. So how much does athleticism really matter when it comes time to really get on that court? You know what I mean? If you don't know how to play. But now if you're skilled, hey, that's what they got what they got to say is skills pay the bills. You got to have skills. You got to have skills, baby. Come on, man. I know I'm not I'm like, come on, man. You wasting your time, man. You got to get the pull up right. You got to get your snatches right. No hezzo pull, no nothing. Handle got to be on the string. All these things, all these boxes have to be checked. You know what I mean? Like, athletic. Okay, you're athletic. Okay, get in line. Now, if you Derrick Rose, you Russell Westbrook, that's a different kind of athleticism. Now, we can pack some skill on top of that. No, but for real. Like, there's people that are specially gifted, but 98% of the world, there's not a lot of Derrick Roses walking in Costco right now just, trying to get some toilet paper. There's not a lot. So you want to focus on your skills. You know what I mean? Work on your athleticism, because the same way you can work on your skills and become a better basketball player, you can work on your athleticism. That's the same argument that you can make with people trying to hire strength and conditioning coaches. They're hiring these guys so they can become more athletic. They can move faster. They can jump higher, right? So the same argument applies. But now if you have a special kind of athleticism, sometimes stuff is just God-given. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's my take on it. Like, athleticism, it matters. You know what I mean? It matters, but how much does it matter? You know, like, because like I said, when there's a body on you, you're not jumping that high. You know what I'm saying? When there's a body on you, you're probably not running that fast. And if you are, where you running to? You know, there's somebody guarding you now. So you can't dribble. You can't go right to left. You can't go left to right. I mean, people are athletic. They can't even use their left hand. Like, there was a kid in my program, couldn't use his left hand, but he'll go by you and dunk on you in a heartbeat. So now what happens when they start forcing you left? We on the sideline and scratching our head like, guess we didn't prepare for that, huh? You didn't prepare for somebody forcing you left. So you need to be able to use your left hand and if you could dunk hard with the right, dunk hard with the left. If you could jump off the left hand with the right hand, you got to jump off the right leg with the left. You got to be equal. Everything has to be parallel. So my take, skills. Work on your skills. Work on that. If you're athletic, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's use that. But if you're not, let's go ahead and play the angles. Another quick example, Andre Miller. One of my favorite players. He been playing the game since he was like 40, 45 or something. Like, he was in the league. I mean, I was like, yo, this dude's still in the league because he knows how to play. So, I mean, that's my take, man. You know, like, I don't know. Let me know, man. Like, leave it in the comment. Email me, PLUTOprospects@gmail.com if you have any, I guess, comments or questions, topics, because this topic I've been talking about all week, and I'm like, look, man, I love athletes. Who doesn't? Who doesn't love athletes? But I also love a kid that can play. I'm like, yo, this kid's nice. He can play. I don't care if he's dunking the ball. There's not a lot of people that's going to, you might watch a full basketball game and there might be 2 dunks. So, I mean, you got to play the percentages. You know what I mean? What's likely to happen? You know, what's likely to happen? Penetrate kick shot or someone coming through the lane catching a body. Like, all these highlights, it's just not real life. You know what I mean? It's not real life all the time. So with that, I yield. Again, if you have any topics, any topics that you think will be good, go ahead and hit them in my inbox. But let me know. All right. Shalom. Gone.